beautiful teeth. He's always smiling. He
did.
could talk the leg off an iron pot.
He had a beautiful, beautiful smile. He used to smile with his whole
He's a handsome bugger.
face.
He was a bloody good tradesman.
He was a very
Everything
good
he did absolute top notch.
What's your name?
Oh, he's a great dad.
And presents.
No, he's a good boy.
That's what I would say. He had a presence.
Oh, yes.
In 2003, Jason Gibson passed away. He was 29.
And he woke up and he looked at me and he said, he says, "Mum, I love you." And I said, "I love you too."
He went on the Thursday and got a lead test, or got a blood test done. And 4 o'clock on the Friday, he got the report back from the doctor, and the doctor told him that he should go to the hospital immediately because he had leukemia. On the Sunday, they assured us that he had an 85% chance of full recovery, and on the Wednesday morning he died. Our son passed away from industrial cancer.
You know, you can't change what's happened. You can't change it. You've just got to accept it.
And you change the future.
Yeah.
That's why we started the Gloveup campaign, because obviously we then realised the lack of awareness out there. We talk about not just in the painting industries or the building industries, we talk about all industries, horticulture, in the family home, the DIYers. You know, people have been exposing themselves to these, you know, things all the time. You know, I mean, I hear about it all the time from different people. This is why we need simple Pictionary so that they see it, they know straight away.
Approximately 500 New Zealand workers are dying every year from exposure to solvents. That number is bigger than the road toll.
And all the time, it's a preventable situation. You don't always get enough information from a label to concern you as a worker. It doesn't sort of hit you in the eye. And I think that's one of the problems, really. And that's why over the years, people are still getting affected by solvents at about the same level as they've been over the last 20 or 30 years, even more so.
Jason Gibson was a painter and was working with solvents toluene and xylene before he died. Both have been linked to occupational cancers, including prostate, stomach and leukemia. There are still no clear warnings on solvents like these to cover up.
Why be the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff? Why not stop it before it happens? The problem here is Osh and Irma, there's no correspondence. So then I turned my attention to the head of Osh. And I says, well, between you and bloody Irma, you've killed my kid. Sorry.
Irma, the government agency responsible for labelling hazardous substances, remains content with their labelling requirements. They say some information is provided on labels. Our advice to anyone using hazardous substances is to read the label and follow the instructions. OSH, the government department responsible for health and safety in the workplace, say it is not the department's responsibility to make tradespeople aware of dangerous substances they may be working with. They should already know.
Well, I had one young fella come up to me when I spoke in Christchurch here, and he shook my hand and he said, thanks very much, I learned a lot off you. And that was in April. I went to his funeral in August. He went home 28 days before with a headache and died exactly the same as my son. He was a panel beater spray painter.
The only way to stop it from being so big is that you safeguard yourself, and that's what our sign is, a safeguard.
Now what Resine have just put in place with using our Pictionary on their chemical products, I believe that it's going to make our industry a safer industry.
We decided to put the logo on our tins because A, we want to support his campaign and get as much exposure for that as possible within the industry. We're waiting for, as we sell products out, the new products will come through and they'll all be labelled with the Gloveup logo. So it's going to grow within Resine, and yeah, it's just reminding them to, if they're going to use a particularly bad product, or if they're going to use something that's solvent based, that they really need to wear the correct safety equipment for that.
It's an awareness thing, and it's about saving lives and making people aware that they can go into these industries and still be safe and have a good trade behind them.
If every industry treat their people like the collision repair people, this New Zealand would be a wonderful place to live. And I'll tell you something, you wouldn't hear much of cancer.
We're obviously, as an organisation, we're trying to help Tony as much as we can. We've had him as a guest speaker of our roadshows throughout the country, 8 branch meetings throughout the country, and we probably had upwards of 400 odd people see Tony's delivery in speech. What he's passionate about, and hopefully within those groups of people, there are a good percentage of those that go away with a different attitude towards what the Gloveup campaign actually means.
It's very easy to work safe. It's just being aware. It's the stop signs, and that's what our Gloveup symbol is. It's just the stop sign. It's your choice. You can either stop or go through and take a chance. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're saying to people. At the present time, they got no stop signs.
Someone else may be in the situation that we were in, wouldn't do what we did, would just say, oh, okay, he died and that's it, he died. There's nothing more we can do, we can't do anything about it. But we did.
Tony and Annette received the New Zealand Local Heroes Award this year for their tireless work on the Gloveup campaign.
For what we're doing is because of him. We could stop tomorrow. We could easily just turn around and shut it all down and say, no, we're not going to do any more because it's too hard. But it hasn't finished. It will tell us when it's ready. When we're feeling that we don't quite know where we're going, a rainbow appears in the sky.
We've been told by so many of our friends, why don't you just leave it alone? Why do you carry on? Well,
because we're not at the end yet.
I say, you walk on my shoes, and then you'll know why.